George Washington is often remembered as a flawless hero, the father of a nation, a noble general, and a selfless leader. What schools rarely explain is how uncertain and ambitious his early life really was. Washington was not born into great wealth or political power. His family owned land and enslaved people, but they were not part of Virginia's highest elite. From a young age, Washington was deeply concerned with status, reputation, and advancement. He carefully studied manners, behavior, and social rules, believing respectability was a pathway to power. Before becoming a revolutionary symbol, Washington sought success within the British Empire. He admired British officers and hoped to earn a commission in the British Army. When that dream failed, it deeply frustrated him. His early military career during the French and Indian War was marked by mistakes, including a disastrous skirmish that helped ignite a global conflict. These failures are rarely emphasized, yet they shaped his leadership by teaching him humility, patience, and caution. Another uncomfortable truth is Washington's relationship with slavery. He enslaved people from a young age and relied on their labor to maintain his plantation at Mount Vernon. While later in life he expressed moral discomfort with slavery, for most of his life he benefited directly from it. His public image as a champion of liberty existed alongside private dependence on an unfree system. Washington's rise was not inevitable. It was driven by ambition. Washington's role in the American Revolution is often portrayed as a series of heroic victories, but the reality was far messier. He lost more battles than he won. His army was poorly supplied, badly trained, and often close to collapse. Desertion was common, morale was low, and victory was far from guaranteed. Washington's true strength was not battlefield brilliance, but persistence. He understood that survival itself could be a form of success. One fact rarely highlighted is how much Washington depended on others. French support, money, weapons, troops, and naval power was crucial to winning independence. Without foreign aid, the revolution likely would have failed. Washington knew this and actively worked to maintain alliances, even when American pride resisted dependence on another empire. As commander, Washington also exercised harsh discipline. Soldiers were flogged, imprisoned, or executed for desertion and disobedience. He believed order was essential for survival, even if it conflicted with revolutionary ideals. At the same time, he constantly struggled to balance authority with Republican values, fearing he might appear too much like the kings Americans had rejected. Washington also worried deeply about power corrupting the new nation. Washington's presidency is often summarized as calm and dignified, but it was filled with conflict and anxiety. As the first president, there was no guidebook. Every decision risked setting dangerous precedents. Washington feared becoming too powerful, yet also feared that weak leadership would cause the nation to collapse. His authority was questioned, protested, and tested almost immediately. One overlooked fact is how deeply Washington disliked political parties. He believed they would divide the nation and put loyalty to ideology above loyalty to the country. Despite this, factions formed within his own administration. His presidency exposed the reality that disagreement and conflict were unavoidable in a free society. Washington's final act regarding slavery is often cited as proof of moral growth. He freed the enslaved people he owned in his will. What is less taught is that this freedom came only after his death and did not apply to those enslaved by his wife's estate. His actions reflected both progress and limitation, showing a man caught between conscience and circumstance. Perhaps the most powerful fact schools overlook is Washington's decision